What's up? Danny Hayasaki with Colmonique, helping people do their business better. And today we are joined by Richard Kenny, Senior Product Manager, Contact Center Unified Communications for Poly, formerly Plantronics and Polycom. Welcome, Richard. So today's topic, right? So we were heading into a year of living in this and working in this pandemic, this global pandemic. And so one of the industries that's been really or has seen really significant changes is the contact center space. And so that's why we have you here. You're an expert in that space. And so one of the things that we want to understand from Poly is what changes has Poly seen in the contact center space over this past year?
Do you know what, Danny? I'm really surprised you're asking. There's nothing gone on in the last year, has there? No, kidding. This is one of those significant years where a lot of the trends that we've been predicting for a while have suddenly accelerated. So we've always talked about if you move to cloud, and then we started talking a little bit about when you move to cloud. Now it's a case of you've moved to cloud, how do you get the most of it? So this big phrase that everyone's talking about is hybrid working. And for contact centers, that's turned into sort of two different ways of looking at that. There's hybrid working from a technology point of view. So you're mixing your cloud solution and your on-premises solution. And then you're looking at hybrid working from a location view, working at home some of the time, working in the office some of the time. How do organizations balance that out? The next one that we're seeing is the idea of a return to voice. A lot of call centers put up big digital walls. They didn't know how to schedule. They didn't know what the demand was going to be. They put up lots of digital interactions with customers. And what we're seeing now is this customer saying, well, you know what? You've had a year to prepare. I want to start talking to you again. I want to hear a human voice because, lots of people are going through tricky situations. They don't want to deal with a bot. They want to hear somebody that's empathizing with them, get that real human connection again. And then the final one, which we're just starting to see coming through now, is the idea of you've got to look after your employees a lot more. The reason is we've just proved that working at home works for pretty much anyone in the industry. So why would you work for a call center that just because it's 10 miles up the road? You can now go to the next town, the next state, or even if you want to, the next country. So organizations are going to have to look after those employees an awful lot more to make sure they stay with them.
Over the last couple of years, Poly has introduced several new solutions, right? What solutions does Poly recommend for contact center agents specifically? And does the environment impact what solutions agents should be using?
The environmental impact is quite limited, actually. When you look at how a call center sort of feels like from outside, it's reasonably noisy there. So we think that the solutions that people have got in the office will work as well at home. Noise cancelling like we've got here is really good. So that works well in a home environment and in a office environment as well. What we'd rather do is give people the right solutions depending on their role. You may have someone that is purely in the office. They're going to connect up to an on-premises system. There's a great solution from them there. But you might need a different solution if you're a supervisor that's got to walk around. So, for example, you might want to look at wireless headsets for those people that are mobile in the office. And then you've got people who are looking sort of mobile both between home and office. And again, you want some sort of solutions there that are maybe portable, they may be nice and easy to charge, they pack down nice and small. So again, you're probably looking at something like an Encore Pro there that's really nice and highly reliable and durable across those different locations. So what I'd say is that, no, you don't really need to change solutions based on environment. There's a couple of key things that call centers want, which is high audio quality, high durability, high reliability. And the Encore Pro range we've got really fits those needs. And increasingly, we've got wireless solutions like this one, the Voyager 4220 or the Savvy 8220. Those meet those needs perfectly as well.
Nice. And of course, I got here the brand new 7300 that was just announced, just FYI.
Do you know what? That would be an awesome one. 30% of call centers are in some sort of financial vertical, and they have a really big focus on security. So that Savvy 7300 is ideal for those call centers to keep their conversations secure.
All right. So in terms of video, has Poly seen any changes in the contact center space and video?
It's huge, is the honest answer. If you could have predicted a perfect timing for the merger of Plantronics and Polycom, that would have been it. Video has taken off extensively, from a Friday afternoon drinks or a bring your dog to work day. All of these organizations have suddenly had to bring their teams together. And they've done that by using Zoom or Teams or other sort of video packages. And rather than have those meetings in person in the office, they're now all getting together over video. And that video has been seen as a really big tool for helping keep teams engaged, helping keep teams together. And what we're starting to see now is this idea that actually call centers are saying, well, you know what, everyone's got good video. We know what the people are that have got good bandwidth at home. Can I use this to connect to my customers? Because maybe we've got this group of customers that don't want to go back into physical premises like banks in the malls or on the high streets yet, but they want to have that good connection with the organization. So we're starting slowly to see that massive internal use of video creep into external usage as well. It's not going to happen for everyone. You'll probably have to do things like make an appointment. But for those sort of big life decisions, buying a house, big financial advice, we're starting to see video interactions really come into play for those ones. And you know what? We've always said that voice has got the highest net promoter score of any of the channels out there. We're actually seeing video go above that. So video gives a much better customer satisfaction even than voice. So I really do think that if you look at the trends of how people use devices, what's happened with this technology adoption, we're going to see a good big wave of video coming through into call centers now.
Nice. In terms of device management and contact centers, has Poly seen an increase in the need for that? And if so, what does Poly offer?
So there's twofold reasons for wanting device management. The first one is that all of a sudden you've sent everybody home. You can't see what they're using anymore. Now, the call centers say they don't want to be Big Brother, but they do want to guarantee the audio quality. So you can't have somebody going home and using their AirPods paired up to a laptop or taking the kid's gaming headset and trying to use that on a phone call. It just won't provide the audio quality. So the IT organizations that are tasked with controlling and managing audio quality, they really want to see a management package that tells them exactly what each user has got, what a headset is, and in some cases even how that headset is performing. Is there radio dropouts, for example? So there's all sorts of things there that people want to look for from the IT side. The second one is that when you've sent people home, you've probably given them a cloud soft phone to use. And those cloud soft phones were quite early stage developments this time last year, but there's been huge amounts of deployments and updates of them. TalkDesk, for example, publicly announced 20 new releases during the year. Amazon is famous for adding a line of code every 10 seconds to its solutions. The headset, yes, it used to be just an audio device that connected to a phone, but now the headset's integral. Your call answer end, your mute synchronization, your volume buttons, all of those integrate with items on the screen. And if your headset doesn't keep up to date, you fall out of synchronization with the cloud soft phone. So that's the other reason, is that people want to deliver firmware updates remotely out to all those different devices out on their network. We've got a solution that's perfect for call centers, which is our Manager Pro. It's a historical package that's come from the Plantronics side, but it's got everything a call center needs. You can manage all of our devices. You can do really detailed stats, like is an employee speaking over a customer, because that dilutes the customer experience. You can look at acoustic shock. So is somebody being shouted at? Do they need to be taken off the phone? But what we're moving to is our new Lens package. That's been recently announced, and that provides device management across everything in your network, every Poly device. So from an IT point of view, they suddenly get an integrated package that looks after all of their conference rooms, all of those speaker bars like you're using there, and then right down to the headsets as well. So that's a much better solution. But you know what? Right now, I'd recommend Manager Pro for the call centers.
Last question. Why should contact centers consider or choose Poly?
We know when I go and speak at conferences sometimes, do you remember when we used to do that sort of stuff? We used to ask about remote agents, and you used to ask about, people, how far away is your furthest away agent? And people would say 50 miles, 100 miles. We've managed a headset that is over 200,000 miles away. So we put the headset on the moon with Neil Armstrong. So if you think your agents are far away, we've done it further. And what that drives in Poly is this idea of durability, reliability, and audio quality. So if you want the best of those, we've proved it through the Moon program. Again, if you saw the recent photos of NASA when they put Perseverance on Mars, they're all using Poly headsets in the control room again. So for that rock solid durability, reliability, audio quality, that's why you choose Poly for call centers. But then you can look a bit wider than that. You think, well, it's not just headsets these days. We can put phones on the desks in front of people, the VVX range. We can put video cameras on the screen in front of people. And then when you go into the training room, we can put the proper built-in video, the studio bars, for example. So for call center managers, for operations directors, we've got the audio quality, the durability, reliability they need. For the IT departments, we're the easiest choice to manage. So we've got that wide range of products, but it is really easy for IT to manage. And that's the reason that I'd recommend call centers choose Poly. We've got a service portfolio now to back it up as well. If you want headsets looked after, if you want video devices looked after, we can do full lifecycle management for you or with you in conjunction with you, all of those sort of things that we can really look after your devices for you.
This has been fantastic. I love your perspective on this because it is a topic it's happening. It's real life, real time. Thank you so much for being with us today, Richard. And so if any of our viewers want to learn more about Poly, we're going to put links in the description box below. If you want to talk about setting up a proof of concept or a pilot for your contact center space or your enterprise space for that matter, reach out to us. Again, links in the description box below. And as always, if you like this type of video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Yes, I read every single comment. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Richard, and we'll see you guys.
Thanks, Danny.